I am very disappointed in YouTube and that they chose to censor one of my videos. And what the video was about is that, and I'm sure YouTube misunderstood, so I'm going to be generous to YouTube in those terms, but what I was saying is that, first of all, I had to speak out as a Messianic Jew, and to say that the Jewish community is not reflected by those like the murderer in Aurora, Colorado, and the murderer in Aurora, Colorado is not even Jewish like some were speculating. The murderer in Aurora, Colorado, whose name I'm going to try not to mention from now on, was an agnostic Gentile who happened to work at a camp that was owned by the Jewish Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Los Angeles, but that was a non-sectarian camp, meaning that it was non-denominational, non-religious. It just happened to be owned by a religiously affiliated group. And as I said, I had to speak out because the ADL would not speak out, and the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, really dropped the ball on this one because they had a chance to say either A, that the Aurora, Colorado murderer was an agnostic Gentile, or B, that even if he was Jewish, he certainly does not speak for the Jewish community. And people say, oh, well, that's hate speech, that's this, that's this. I don't think that it's hate speech to say that an agnostic Gentile murderer who was wrongly classified as Jewish, I just don't think that that's hate speech. And as I said, the ADL really dropped the ball because here they had an opportunity to say, this doesn't reflect the Jewish community, the murderer in Aurora, Colorado is not Jewish anyway. And as I said, the ADL really dropped the ball, so of course the Messianic Jew had to speak out. And some people were going to say, well, only a few people would allege that he's Jewish anyway. Why would you even bring that up? You have to remember, for example, that a few people who are on the fringe can become the mainstream, and then they can do awful things. For example, in the 1920s, a fringe party in the Weimar Republic, or at least was to become the Weimar Republic if it already wasn't the Weimar Republic by then, a fringe party later ended up becoming the Nazi party that started the Holocaust. So sometimes you have to fight the fringe, and sometimes you have to speak out and say, hey, just because the fringe is saying whatever doesn't mean that it's true. And as I said, the ADL dropped the ball, and I certainly don't think that it's hate speech to pick up the ball where the ADL dropped the ball.